Hi everyone! Today's hair idea is an original design and it's kind of a mashup of Game of Thrones and Viking styles, in particular the heroines Daenerys Targaryen and Lagertha, the Shield Maiden. I began on clean, straightened hair, and my first section was a half ponytail. I put my fingers at my temple and drew them backwards until they met in the center. I did my best to arc this divide so that it would appear a little more rounded rather than a straight across horizontal line, and for now I'm clipping it up and out of the way. I'll be working on the lower half of hair first, and my next section was a vertical line on the right side of my head, and this divide begins at the top of my initial section and will extend to the nape. Eventually I'll make a corresponding line like this on the other side. It might be easiest to think of these partings as the first step in drawing a mohawk shape with the rest of your hair. Now, I don't often use upside down braids in my videos, and that's because they're kind of a pain in the ass to create on one's own head, but today I'm going for it since I thought it could look really cool with the rest of this half up. The only real advice I can offer is this. Take your time and make sure that you've got everything aside from the hair that you're braiding tied tightly out of the way. This is definitely a technique in which you need to trust your hands to be your eyes, so it'll be a lot easier if you don't have anything else hanging in your way confusing your fingertips. It's a French braid, which means I'm adding hair into both sides of the braid and I'm folding the strands over one another. I also like to keep my fingers as close to the roots as possible because it gives me maximum control while keeping the length from getting too tangled as I build the braid. Nevertheless, it's definitely a challenge even if you're practiced at braiding. Just remember, if I can do it, so can you. Once I had my two upside down French braids done, I clipped the loose hair left over in the lower center up and out of the way. It's now time to turn my attention to the top half of hair and the second set of braids, which are certainly a little easier to do. As you can see, I broke up the hair into 3 panels a la most Lagertha styles. The center is secured with another clip, and here I'm working on the right side first again. Like the two I just made, these are also French braids, with hair being added into either side. If you arced your top section like I did, you'll find that the braid panel sort of tapers once all the loose hair is secured into the braid. This was intentional on my part, and I really liked how it sort of V'd off. Before turning my focus towards the center, I took the 2 V-shaped braids that I just made and pinned them right behind the middle section. There's definitely braid tail left over, but for now I'm just leaving that alone so that I can backcomb. I'll link my hair teasing 101 video in the description if you're interested in giving that a look, although if you're not comfortable with doing this, you can skip this step. I was just looking to make the slightest lift in this area, but it's definitely not necessary to follow me here. I'm pretty much at the point where I can begin to assemble, and I've started by using my 2 upside down braids to make a headband over the top of my head. As for the tails from the 2 that I pinned under the teased hair, well, they were folded back and forth across the space on the back of my head. I used a combination of closed and open pins to hold them, along with some hairspray. I wanted to make a shape that resembled a hair clip made of braids. And when it came to the tails of the upside down ones, I simply wrapped them around the underside of my faux clip. I wanted to round it out a la Daenerys in the fighting pits. Anyway, this is the end of my video today. Do you think I managed to capture the essence of both these heroines in one? I do hope that you liked my eccentric little mashup, and if you did, let me know in the comments below or throw me a thumbs up. Until next time, have fun and keep braiding. Bye!